Okay, let's move on to a little different stitch. Another handy stitch that you would want to have in your repertoire is a vertical mattress suture. And the ones we worked on earlier, the basic, simple, interrupteds are going to be 80 to 85% of what you use. There are times when you have a stitch in a very high stress area, say over the knee, over the elbow, over the foot, where there's a little bit deeper component and you want to add a little bit of strength to it, we can use this vertical mattress suture. And the principle behind that is that you're going to start out a little further back. So you, same idea, instead of being at 3 or 4 millimeters, you're going to be about 6 or 7 millimeters back. So you want to be back a little further. You still approach it at a 90, and this time you're going to go deeper. So when you go deeper into that tissue, a lot of times you're going to have to pull it out after your first throw, reload, and then go deep on the side closest to you. And again, you want to make sure you're at about the same depths, and you're going to come through a lot further back from the wound edge. So we call that deep, deep. Now, you then turn around and reload the needle away from you, the opposite of what you just did. And now we're gonna go shallow, shallow. So we went deep, deep. Now we're gonna go backwards, shallow, and then on the opposite side, shallow. And we're gonna pop that through. And when we do that, we're then gonna pull this together, and you're gonna do your knot the exact same way. So we pull it, we make our tail parallel to the wound edge, we make our 2 loops, 1 loop, 2 loops, grab it, and we cinch it down, and then we go 1 loop, grab it, and complete the square knot, and we go back and forth again for about 4 or 5 throws. And the whole idea behind this is now you have a much more filling of the gap in the dead space. If the wound's a little bit deeper, then you're not having to mess with putting in subcuticulars. And again, this is usually on more high stress areas, knee, elbow, or thick fleshy areas. This is not something you would do in a finger or a face or anything like that. These are for those big meatier areas. And then when you cut your tails, just like you would before. Now, if we look down at this, now we've got suture on this side and suture on this side. Again, we start out deep, deep, and then we flip the needle and we go shallow, shallow to tie it. And this is a vertical mattress suture.